What is up, everyone? Coach Leo here, bringing you another in-depth breakdown of one of the most, if not the most insane junglers literally alive right now. He is currently ranked 2 on an absolute tear through the solo queue ladder on Korea. We are talking about none other than DK Shovel. As you can see here, he's ranked 2. I believe he's about, 20 LP. Couple games, couple wins off the rank 1 spot. I have not watched this video. I have not pre-watched. This is going to be just my live reaction. It's going to be in-depth. It's going to be raw. We're going to be breaking down everything he does. You're going to see my natural reaction of how talented this guy is. Just quickly, before this video begins, I wanted to let you guys know that I have just launched my new website, junglegap.gg. It was just more of a rework. And in celebration, I'm giving 20% off all coaching for this first month. Now, if the prices for the private coaching are not affordable for you, but you still want coaching, I would highly recommend checking out the Jungle Academy, where I'm running daily VOD reviews with both NA and EU friendly time slots. Now, if you're on the fence about spending money on League of Legends jungle coaching, I would be too, but are still highly passionate about becoming a better jungler, you can check out the hundreds of testimonials of real junglers, real players in Discord. Hope to see you guys in some of my sessions. Now, back to the video. So as you see, he's playing the Qiyana, and this guy's Qiyana, honestly, I don't even know what's going on. 70% win rate, insane Qiyana player. I want to try and apply this to some things that, kind of what we can take away from a game like this in terms of what it means for your champion or champions that you play. Qiyana obviously is pretty popular. It's being played quite a bit at Worlds currently. So I'm excited to see how he uses Qiyana. How he uses this champion to just completely dominate the Korean server. So starting Raptors, this is very, very common, for a Qiyana. AoE champ, I think this honestly just speeds up her clear pretty significantly in terms of just, interesting already. He's not going for the Raptors into the Krug, cycle the camps. He's just going for speed. He's thinking speed here. And if we think about, kind of the game plan of the draft, he has kind of the more early game champs. He has the Galio, he has it's just Galio versus Smolder, right? So this mid lane is enemy Smolder trying to scale up. He has the Galio, so. And what does that mean for why he's doing these 3 red side camps? As you can see, he's playing around the bot lane matchup. This is why he just wants to clear faster. He wants to kind of be involved in this first. In this very volatile Vayne versus Ezreal matchup, I suppose. I didn't really when I think about Rakan lanes, I don't really think it's... and he comes in with a flash to secure the kill. Let's see what he does straight away. Something that I teach, guys. You got to instantly recall. Don't just stay on the map here, wandering around, wandering. Okay, I call this wandering. If you're really, really quick with your tempo, usually when you gank side lanes, you just want to press B. So you saw where he pressed B here. He literally pressed B in the mini wave. Didn't care. Didn't walk here. Didn't walk here. As soon as you can base, he bases. Now I'm just gonna quickly go back because I want to know if he had any information on the Talon in terms of his wards. So he did have a Raptor ward, and you did see Talon starting it. Okay, cool. So we know that Talon started on the top side. Great. So yeah, insta recall. Okay, whenever you gank a side lane, you gank top, you just recall in the bush. Don't run across the entire side of the map. Just reset. Very nice. So at most here, I would say, at most, Talon would have to be either clearing slower, but the thing about this situation though, the thing about this bot gank, okay, so I'll pause it here because I think this is worth to talk about. When you start the Raptors and the enemy starts his Raptors, by the time you actually show yourself here, the Talon would have already committed to either going to this side of the map, or he would have had some intel on you that you were actually committing for this early. Because if you think about it, if we do 1, 2, 3, Talon does like 1, 2, 3 or whatever, same order. By the time we walk here and gank, right, Talon is already going to the bot side. So it's actually really, really good when you start on the opposite sides to actually go for the one side gank, especially on a champion like Qiyana. It's actually really, really good to do that. Because there's very, very little chance that Talon has to he has to change direction here and go to the top side. So I'm going to quickly actually unhide the map. Okay, I'm going to quickly unhide the map so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. This would make more sense, right? I just unhide the map. So you can see here that, well, Talon actually did the same as Qiyana. He actually just went for speed as well. So he just went like 1, 2, 3. So in this case, because Qiyana is also clearing way quicker, actually, Talon could have reacted when the Qiyana shows. But as you can see, for the Talon, right? He only sees him now. So he has to make the really, really quick decision here, which he could have done actually. But you guys get what I'm talking about, right? Let's just go back to it. Maybe I shouldn't have unshown the map, so my point made more sense, but yeah. All right, so let's go here. So now we're going back to the top side. So let's just assume, right? You know, even if Talon can just get her blue here, because we were so quick to recall here, it's all good. It doesn't really matter. I'm surprised that he's actually not looking for Talon here, to be honest. I'm surprised. Okay, there we go. We see the ward now. Yeah, so I was a little bit surprised he wasn't initially just looking for Talon. But if you watch these really, really high-level plays, guys, every little move they make, okay, like recalling here straight away, like pulling the camp here while checking the blue, right? This is like, you know, something that I will learn from watching these words. It's like every little squeeze you can take from the game, every little squeeze you can take in terms of your time and your time management as a jungler is what's going to separate you from, you know, the different ranks. Okay, so this is second round. He's recalled. He's skipping blue for Scuttle. Cool. We're expecting Talon to be somewhere bot side, I suppose. And you can also see, it would be so great if I could see his pings, but I do believe those are his pings here. Okay, so when he's going for this, when he's on one side of the map, right, you have to draw that conclusion. Okay, well, if I'm here, Talon must be here. And if Talon is here, I should like back ping who's, you know, who can get ganked, essentially. So I think those are his pings. He's pinging this. He's pinging... Oh, actually, no, that was actually Talon's ping, and that was his ping at the same time. Yeah, it would be great if I could see more pings here, but unfortunately with this replay, it is not happening. So here's a very, very interesting point in the game, actually. Both junglers know each other, that each other started Raptors, I think. And so it's interesting to see here, like, are we just going to have a trade of Raptors? Or are we going to... you know, is Qiyana going to try and play a mind game here where she actually comes here and contests it? You know, because she does have double longsword here actually purchased. So interesting thing that's about to happen. As you can see, Qiyana's like, no, actually, I'll just trade. And I think the biggest reason why he's just trading here is because the Talon can actually kind of kill it pretty quick. And I think killing the Talon is kind of hard. But honestly here, I feel like this is actually not in favor of Charvel, because I think that, you know, as we can see, the bot side, we burnt bot Psalms, you know, we burnt Alistar Flash and you know, things like that. And I actually think it's in Talon's favor here for this kind of map split. So it's interesting that Charvel has actually made this decision. I cannot think about what he's thinking about here. I don't know if he just has, you know, lack of information, which I don't think he has lack of information. I do think personally that if you are just going to trade both these camps, you'd prefer to take your ones because your one's actually in proximity to the bot lane and where bot lane is fighting. So unless he saw something topside, which I don't see anything, I don't see how you're going to kill the Gwen. You know, maybe if the Gwen's wave was like bouncing out here, he could do like Raptors into Krugs into gank top. So he's actually just going for the... Okay, so both junglers are like... Both junglers were thinking the exact same thing here, by the way. Both junglers were thinking, I'm going to take your Raptors, and I'm going to try and cross back to my Raptors, hoping that you wasted time somewhere else, okay? So I guess that's what happened. Both junglers were just like, wanted both their Raptor camp. And so I think Charvel was about to go to his Krugs, but then he saw Talon actually crossing back. So interesting. Yep, that was a really nice execution as well from Charvel. You know, really... Okay, so it's going to be interesting here. Okay, so this is something that little spoiler alert, he's already going towards it, right? But when you kill the enemy jungler, okay, you always have to think, what can I take? Is there anything I can take on the map? Is there a bot Scuttle? Is there a Krugs? Is there a Gromp? Can I take it, and how much tempo do I have to take it? Will I take it before the enemy Talon is able to get there? Like, do I have smite? Do I have enough time to actually take this camp before Talon spawns and runs here and jumps over every wall? And so he actually was going to the Krugs, but then he actually sees the top play. Okay. And why does he make this decision? Let's go back one more time. Let's think about, you know, he has a free camp in front of him here, right? 100% free camp. So let's pause it here because this is where you would have to make the decision, right? Do I want this free camp or should I go for this top gank? Okay, so why are we going for this top gank here? If you guys can, you know, see, that's really good. So there's a few reasons. Okay, number one, summoner spells. Gwen summoner spells, right? Look at it. TP Ignite. So no flash Gwen. Makes this gank, you know, makes the gank higher percent. what's the wave state doing? Wave state has been bouncing out and is actually in a bigger wave state. So this actually could also go back to what, I'm not even joking, by the way. This could go back to why he decided to do this, into this, into this. Because beforehand, he could have seen that the wave was pushed. It's bouncing, Gwen no flash, right? So I'm not actually not even joking. I'm pretty sure he would have been thinking about this. That's why he was heading up here. But yeah, these two reasons, no flash, wave pushing. That's it. You take the free kill over, you take overtaking the Grugs, right? Even though he's low, even though he's, you know, on 1,200 gold, right? You take these two decisions here and you think, okay, well, I need to calculate. If the wave was pushing this way and Gwen had flash, he would take the Crux, right? So this is what jungling is about. This is what high level jungling is about. And right here, right? Look at how well he waits on the edge of the vision. Incredible, right? He knows that line so well. He knows here, even though the Aatrox kind of traded here and ruined the wave, he knows that this play here, he needs to wait a little bit. He needs to just wait really a little bit in this little pocket for the Gwen to actually commit. And obviously this is still not even 100% kill, right? It's not 100% kill. He's just made the judgment call that this play is better than this play. Okay, so let's just watch how it plays out now from the blue side perspective, from Shovel's perspective. Now, as soon as the Gwen walks up to that CS, you see here, right? When the enemy top laner actually walks up to take a CS, that's as soon as he moves. So he's not moving here because Gwen's not walking up to take CS. As soon as he walks up to take the CS, to trade here, right? I think Gwen is like kind of looking for level 5 and then she can actually play the lane. You don't need to know that as jungle, honestly. You just need to watch this guy's body language. You need to watch when he walks up and you need to immediately move. Look how he's walking to cut off, right? This is also something I talk about a lot. He's not running like this. He's not running like this. He's not running like directly at him. He's running on this line to cut off his escape. Okay, and then when Gwen moves left, he moves left to follow. Very, very important. Okay, he kind of goes a little bit in the wave here. I think that's a little bit of minion block, but... And what do you guys think? Look how quick his base is. Like, look how quick he's just pressing his B button. It was funny, I was watching like a Natty Nut, you know, I'm not sure who made the video about Natty Nut caring about, you know, he misbought. Oh, actually, he stays here to help push the wave. Which is another decision, right? Another decision you have to make here. But yeah, on my point before, like, Natty Nut was so tilted that he like spent an extra 5 seconds in base because he like misbought something. Or like he miscalculated his gold. And he was so tilted. And again, I'm telling you guys, your time management, your information gathering ahead of a decision is like the biggest thing that separates you as a jungler. Obviously, execution is 50% of the case as well, right? Being able to combo this properly, cutting someone off, seeing like the vision line and all this kind of thing is also super important. So let's see this next decision. Why is this? Why are we doing this, right? Why are we helping this guy push up? We also know Talon, most likely. Well, actually, Talon could think that like Qiyana, you know, took my Krugs or something already. But it's kind of okay for Qiyana to help this guy push out here. Number one, right? This extra minion here means that this wave will slow push this way. And so if Qiyana and Aatrox, you know, this is just, you know, I talk about spare tempo and regular tempo as well, right? Of course, Qiyana could have already been in base and heading to his Krugs here. But again, it's about time management. Where do you want to use your time? Where is your time most effective? He doesn't really get that much from being quicker to the bot side. Whereas like this kind of helps Aatrox out a lot. And it also stops the enemy Talon just coming to get a free kill here if he based. So even the highest level player in the world, right? He doesn't make that decision straight away. He didn't make that decision like immediately. His immediate reaction was to base. But then as you're basing, which is also another really good thing that you can do, as you're basing, you can be like, oh, hang on a second. Like, I can kill this guy. Hang on a second. I should push this wave out. Hang on. Like, you can take that little bit of extra time to calculate, like, what's going on. And, you know, they don't stay around here to, like, try and, you know, actually stop the Talon from holding this wave. They're just like, okay, whatever, Talon. If you want to hold that wave, if you want to use all this time, we're not going to stay again. And, yeah. So, interesting here. He actually paths to the bot side. Straight to the bot side, not to his top side camps. He doesn't want to clear like this camp and this camp down. So I'm interested to see what he does here, because whenever I coach and tell players, hey, if you're gonna path straight to like the strong side, right? If you're gonna path straight to the objective, you better be damn sure that you can get something here 100%. If you ever just path straight like this, it has to be, yeah, I think we can 100% like take the Drake. I think we can 100% like counter jungle some of his top side camps. So these plays, when you go here, need to be 100%. Obviously, he can take Krugs, But like, imagine you run to the strong side and like you have one camp. And then like after you take that camp, there's like nothing else to do here that is like guaranteed. So then you just end up running back to this side anyway. Whereas usually you'd want to like take, run to the strong side. Then you can like skip a camp and it doesn't really matter because then you can like come back to the camp and take and whatever. Like the game is, you know, the structure is there. So let's see. Let's see what he does here in terms of like, he thinks that this is guaranteed. So number one, right? If you check items, okay, items. He's much stronger than the Talon. And this is where some of that aggressive jungling and that aggressive like, oh, I'm stronger than you. Again, we talk about the fact that we have Galio, the fact that they have Smolder, right? This is where some of that, I'm stronger than you. I'm just going to play this round on this side of the map. Because I can take your camps. I can take Drake. I want to be in proximity to the bot lane matchup being volatile. So, you know, he's happy if Talon wants to do this and do this and do this. It's like what I was saying before. He's kind of happy to do that because the bot lane matchup is more important. So splitting the map for Qiyana this time, and it also goes into detail about, or it goes into more about sculpting the map to your will when you're ahead, right? When you're ahead, when you're stronger than the enemy jungle, I've started to come up with this new term. It's called jungle prio, right? You being stronger than the enemy here gives you jungle prio to impact the bot lane matchup, which can be very, very like impactful in terms of, you know, who wins this game. Like whoever has jungle prio, even though his bot lane's just winning 2v2, whoever has jungle prio here, right, wins this game. And right now, Charvel is having jungle prio. Literally. If Talon shows up here, he'll just kill him. Right? And that's why he's waiting here. That's why he's not on the camp. That's why he's waiting here. Jungle prio, guys. New term. Okay, nice combo as well. Okay, one last thing here about execution, about this play, right? A lot of players I see here will just throw all their abilities straight away at, you know, the enemy Talon here. And as you can see, he's really making sure his combo's proper. Auto, Q, auto, right? He's, you know, if I was coaching a Volibear here and Volibear just instantly throws QE here, I would say, hey, there's a problem here. You need to like auto W, auto QE, for example. So if someone's face checking into you, you know, make sure you combo properly to execute the kill properly. Okay, so just super play, right? Super play based off the information, knows that knows that enemy Talon's bot side camps are up, saw that bot lane is volatile. This is literally how you sculpt the game. This is literally how you jungle gap, you know, using your jungle prio, and the game's just over here, right? Because now Ezreal misses this entire wave. Even if it's 1-for-1 here, right? This is like a massively impactful play because, you know, the enemy team, the enemy AD carry, will lose all these minions. And, you know, we don't care about Alistar getting XP here. We don't care about Alistar killing the Vayne here. The Vayne killed Ezreal and Ezreal missed this wave. So GG, right? It's GG. And relative to your rank, this is also this is also just as impactful. This is not just because this is like the top of Korean solo queue. Yes, of course, like the dive will be a bit more silly here, you know, but at the same time, like the enemy team will also be bad. So you can still kill this guy here. You can still clean up kills for yourself. You can still do these plays. It's all relative, to be honest. This is something I've also realized. Okay, I don't know what Alice is doing. He's like low-key trolling here. Maybe. Okay, that was pretty smurf actually. Never mind, he's the GOAT. So yeah, huge round. Honestly, huge round. Going straight to the strong side. Knowing that there's some guaranteed play there for him, which is like, you know, jungle prioing the Talon and that kind of thing. And if you're high elo, okay, this is going to be especially important for you because these little details is what separates, you know, a master tier jungler and a grandmaster jungler, or like a grandmaster jungler and a challenger jungler. Like this is seeing the map as a whole, seeing the fact that you have a Galio and seeing the fact that you're stronger item wise and that you know that his camps are up. This is what's really going to make, or, you know, take you to that next level. And so he actually stays here. He doesn't actually base, right? And I think this is just because he needs gold for an item. I'm really terrible with items here, guys. Like, you guys can laugh at me. I have no idea how much gold he needs for Hydra. So, you know what? I'm going to assume he's just staying here because he needs Hydra. But even if he didn't need Hydra, this is like low-key a good time to be greedy because you just used your ult. Okay, anytime you just use your ult, right? And he's like close to a camp anyway, may as well, like, honestly, he could almost just full clear here. I'm going to expect him to base after Raptors just for his item. But like, this is a good time to like what I like to call greed and just full clear. Honestly. So let's just see. Let's see what he does after Raptors. You know, always, guys. Always thinking about what you're going to do after something. What am I going to do after Raptors? What is the map telling me? Like, am I going to just start Drake here with 2k gold? No. No need. No need, even though you got like, you know, we want to use Galio and the pressure when we need it. But, and so yeah, this game is a little bit of a stomp. You know, I went into this blind, you know, this blind review. I'm not trying to review just stomp games, but there's still plenty of here to learn, as you can see. Plenty of things to learn. Same thing again about efficiency. Doesn't care about cycling his camps in any specific way. Just cares about doing them as fast as he can to have as much time as he can on the map. Okay, lots of pings going on. Immediately, right? Immediately, like, kind of reacts to the play. Okay, then he realizes, like, Galio is just ulting out. So then he just doesn't go. So in this case, right? Look at this. New plays just happened, right? He's prioritizing actually clearing, like, this round, right? Because he already cleared his red side camps. Those weak side camps are gone, right? Because when you clear the camps like this, it means that those are your weak side camps. And then you'll go to your strong side and you'll play in your strong side. So he's actually, even though we just talked about, like, you know, impacting bot or doing something like that, right? It's also just about do what's best for you. If you can clear your camps here, get your Hydra, right? If you can clear your camps here, okay, so yeah, he had way more gold. So it was possible for him to just, like, after this play, base, go here, clear his weak side camps, and then play on the strong side. But again, it doesn't matter too much, right? This kind of thing doesn't matter too much. Just do whatever's best for you, right? So even though we do want to impact the lane that we care about, you can see here, and this is something that I also agree with, like, just do whatever's best for you. Do whatever's efficient for you. Do whatever's efficient for your time as, like, the #1 priority. I don't know if this is him, like, you know, prioritizing the grubs over the dragon or something like that. Not sure. You know, Talon is doing the same thing on the opposite end. So, I mean, this could be a mistake from Shovel. Like, I don't know. I still think just being at this side of the map is more important than the grubs. But who knows? Maybe grubs are, like, way more OP than we think, than I think. So I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure about this one. I'd have to ask him myself. If that is what he's thinking. All right, so mid play is happening. He has ult now, right? He has all his abilities now. Ult, flash, he's ready to go. As you can see, like, when you're on an objective like this, think about what your next move is going to be. You know, I just did a quiz video. Okay, should I choose option A here or should I choose option B here? Okay, Smolder has no flash. I have my ult. He's overextended. I have a Galio. Option B, good. Guaranteed play. We go to the bot side. Maybe we can catch Talon on the dragon as well because he used a lot of tempo trying to dive. So maybe we just get both objectives here, right? Maybe the Talon's tempo is so bad here that we get both objectives. Okay, maybe not. Never mind. He runs back to the top side. Did Talon, like, die or something? Oh yeah, Talon died. Okay, so sorry. There's no dragon because Talon died. So he's just there for the kill. Just goes back to his top side. Now again, thinking, what are we going to do next? Okay, am I going to take blue Gromp and then am I just going to base here? Or am I going to, like, am I going to base for bot side camps or am I going to run to bot side camps? Okay. Okay, I don't really have that much gold. It's only 1,000 gold. I may as well just run there. Okay. Probably was a decent base, but, you know, I have map hacks. He doesn't. Puts a deep pink there. You know, not too much thought in, like, oh, is this a good pink location? It's just information. It's all good. No need to overthink it. We're setting up for the Drake now. We still have ult. We're still very strong. We're still sculpting the game to how we want. Instantly uses everything to kill the Talon. Right? Instantly uses... So, here, right? Watch how slow he's playing as well, right? He's just poking. He's not like... You know, he's not like trying to do, like, flash, Q, ult, like, do something crazy. Literally just, you know, playing off the information, playing off his team. What's going on here? Okay, Talon jumps in. Okay, don't do what Talon's doing. Don't jump on the Rakan. Let your Alistar go first. Let your Alistar CC. Yeah, so Talon doing the wrong thing. Shovel doing the right thing. Play off your support. Play off your CC. Play off your Galio taunt, etc. Of course, there are going to be moments where you can be the one to engage and go forwards. So the next thing here is actually, you know, let's think about, like, the max win here, you know, when we kill the Talon. When we kill a Talon, like, should we just, you know, kind of go for the drag that's already free? Or should we go for, like, the max win, which is, you know, killing the Ezreal? This is going to be way more impactful than just defaulting back to, oh yeah, we killed, you know, Talon, like, free drag. Like, think about the max win. Think about the fact that Alistar here is just sitting mid. Right? We saw Alistar mid before, right? Yeah, Alistar went left here, right? Because we have this ward. So with Alistair going left here, the Ezreal is just completely alone, right? And Alistair's also chunked here. So they immediately, as you can see here, the pings just instantly go off. Like, Alistair went left. Like, let's look for the max win play. I'm sure if Alistair was like full HP here under the bot tower, I mean, it is still possible to dive, but... And simple. Simple kill. Interesting what's going to happen next. Are we going to do the Drake? Are we going to stay on this round? I would personally say that basing here is better. But let's see. He has 1,500 gold. It's not that much gold. So is the play really over here? Actually, no, I don't think so. It's still not enough gold to base. Well, let's see. I don't like Drake. I think Drake is terrible. I think gold into... Wow, he's actually pushing a tower here. So I think in this case, and this is something that I actually don't talk about much, which I am changing my mind on. Okay, about feats of strength and about, like, if you can just break a tower. Because I usually just say like, oh, like this is, you know, why you're hitting a tower. But I am changing my mind. I am evolving. Okay, I do think, especially if you can get that first tower, it actually is really, really impactful, especially for feats. Okay, so cool. He actually uses his tempo not to go for Scuttle, not to go for Drake, but actually just hit the tower and break the first tower. And I do believe this is mostly for feats. I think if this was not for feats, I think if this tower was like full HP here, I don't think it's worth like sharing plates with your team. But if it is, again, same thing again, I think he was going to base, but then he realized, hold on a second, we can get first tower. So as long as you don't do the Drake there, it's all good. So I think basing here or getting the first tower were both acceptable plays. Okay, same rotation again, doing the wolves first. Seeing the plays, seeing the opportunities. We're going into uptime, downtime territory a little bit because this game is going so fast. Usually once one tier 1 tower breaks and then you start swapping people, it immediately just kind of becomes uptime, downtime. And this is the concept where, like, you know, you want to get into the enemy jungle. You want to play on like your team's tempo line. So this is super good. You know, jungle prio, as I'm going to start calling it this. You know, there's lane prio. What about jungle prio? Making it so the enemy just can't even go into their jungle. So Vayne can just now smack a full tower. And, you know, this also could be part of the fact of why he chose Grubs, right, over this Drake. Maybe Drake just sucks. Who knows? Maybe for that round, like the Grubs and the idea of getting Grubs to just completely obliterate these towers. Okay, it was already low. So that's fine. But yeah, I'm trying to understand his thought process. I'm trying to understand how the game is evolving. I'm not one to stick to, you know, or what I think is the correct thing or anything. This is literally why I watch these videos. It's literally to, okay, well, like, what are the best players in the world doing? How are they playing the game? What are they prioritizing? So it's cool to see. And this would be a good, like, I would like to see if he does this every game. You know, I'd like to see, does he prioritize the Grubs every single game? Or is it just this one where, in this case, he just made this decision? Okay, so now he's crossing. I think crossing here is okay because there's nothing left to play for here. In this case, you know, you don't want to hit the top tower. Nothing to do top side. You've already tried to get all his camps. Now you're just simply crossing. Game is, yeah, again, game is pretty, like, one-sided. And so now, you know, he goes towards the Drake. He kills the Talon. He thinks to himself, what can I take? What can I take? What can I take? Any camps? Any more kills here? Ezreal looks pretty caught. Okay, never mind. Ezreal's not caught anymore. Any camps to take? We're checking camps. We're checking camps. Okay, now we're hitting another tower. Grub prio. He's just breaking another tower completely. So in this case, he actually does hit the plate. So obviously here, big, like, emphasis on actually just getting grubs and breaking towers. Really, really interesting. I need to, you know, change my ways, change my thinking a little bit about this. This is a little bit eye-opening for me. And so yeah, I mean, we've got the upgraded boots. This end of the game is closing out the game. I will kind of commentary over him closing this game out. Obviously, it's pretty over. Although, oh no, it ends at 17 minutes. Never mind. Textbook game, snowball kind of game. So this is what I mean by uptime, downtime, guys. Okay, so watch here. He does it perfectly, right? Perfect uptime, downtime. So when his team is basing, right? When his Vayne is dead, what does he do? he farms his camps. He's farming his camps until his team is ready to go here into the uptime. So basically, if we draw like some lines out, right, you can see he skips Krugs here. Beautiful, beautiful explanation of my concept of uptime, downtime. When your team is coming at a base and they're not ready yet to play, you see this line, I can literally draw a line like this, right? Even on the map here. You farm your camps. Your team is dead. Your team is basing. Your team is doing something stupid. Just farm your camps. If your team is all dead here, just full clear your camps, right? And then reset and then sync up with them. However, once they're ready to go, right? Once Aatrox is top lane, right? This is pressure. This is pressure for the game. This is how you close the game out. So when he is pressuring this wave in, making Gwen show here, if he ever gets ganked now by the enemy, you need to be here, right? Because you want to use that pressure to take this, to take this, to take this, to take this. Because obviously Aatrox, if he's winning or if he's pushing, right? You know, if he gets yanked, you want to use that pressure. You don't want to be like, you know, on Krugs, for example. So you can see an actual real intention of skipping this camp, going to these camps, going in with your team, getting pressure. And last thing here is about protecting waves. So like if someone shows and tries to take this wave, you want to go in here and kill them. You want to protect this wave because the next tower that you want to play for is these tier 2 towers, right? And so closing the game out in League of Legends is a little bit of a, you know, it's a little bit of a campaign game where you just want to go, okay, we take this tower now, right? We get the control here. Now as you can see, right? I didn't pre-watch this. When they pressure here, because the enemy team has to trade, they have to like look for something else on the map. That's when you are in position already. You're not on Krugs right now. You're not on Gromp right now, right? When when you flame your top laner for dying here, are you on Gromp or are you using him to take something else on the map? Are you using his pressure? Even if he's inting here, even if he's 0-5 here, if your 0-5 Alawi is here on the tier 2 tower, soaking up pressure, are you using it? Okay. So perfect explanation of uptime, downtime, and I hope this gets to a downtime round because then we can really see it really well. Maybe it doesn't. Usually when you're winning, the uptime kind of just extends, but as you can see here, right? Yeah, now his team's basing. You see, round complete. Round complete, he should also now take blue and base, right? He's not going to randomly like go and push mid wave and take this mid tower. Just take the blue and reset. Boom. How can I predict that? How do I know this? Because fundamentals. Play over. Now, immediately when his team goes on the uptime again, watch. Hopefully this happens. Again, this is what I like to call sneaky camp. Sneaky camp, you know, it's a little taxi like, oh, okay, let's just take that and go in. Look what he's doing here. Is he going to the blue? Is he going to the Gromp? No, why? His team's ready to play. We're ready to play, right? Aatrox is coming here. Rakan's already here. Everyone's already here. This guy's pushing top. We're looking to protect waves. We're looking to get vision in this side. We're looking to play for these 2 towers. Yeah, this is high elo Korea. Okay, I understand. Your team is not going to be as in sync. The Rakan is going to be inting here. He's going to be diving the tier 2, something like that. Even if that happens, right? You just farm your camps. You just say, okay, whatever. If that doesn't happen, which is, it's all relative, remember. If your top laner does get 4-man ganked here, you better be here taking the enemy camps and looking for the enemy towers. And looking to make a play on the enemy towers as well. Now, sometimes there are uptime situations where there is just nothing to take, right? Sometimes there are uptime situations where, okay, in this case, he actually just goes for Rift, which is also really smart because, as I said before, closing the game out in League of Legends is like a campaign, right? You take the Drake, or you take the Grobs, and you take the tower, and then you take the Drake, and then you take the tier 2 tower, and then you take the, you know, it kind of just plays itself out if you think about the objectives like this, right? You don't want to take like Uddakan when like all the tier 1 towers are still up, right? Because the tier 1 towers provide push, or taking them provides you to get the wave deeper, provides you to get better vision around the objective. So yeah, he's just simply taking the Rift Herald on the uptime. This is what I like to call like int zone. All right, this right here, what his team is doing is a little bit the int zone. Okay, that's where you can potentially, you know, down numbers and int. Okay, another sneaky camp. But he realizes like, hey, I need to get here. Hurry up. Let's go over here. Let's not go back to blue. It's still uptime. And my team's still pressuring. Okay. So remember that. Team's still pressuring. We're looking to protect waves. We're looking to catch people. There are more people top, so we really only care about this wave, honestly. Proxying the wave would be really good here. Yep, we only care about getting the wave, so they can't trade mid. Boom. Perfect. Nice. We take the wave here. We sell the rift. Now we cut their wave, so the enemy are feeling like, oh, we can't actually trade anything anymore. And we also have the Rift Herald. So we go on here. Amazing. And I believe they probably just end the game here. Let's see. I'll speed it up a little bit. Speed it up a little bit. As you can see, right? We're not going for like the Nexus towers here. We're playing the game campaign mode, right? Like we did this mission. We did this mission. Now let's do like this last layer, you know? I think Kire had an interesting, like, I think it was Kire. He said, you know, ending the game is like an onion, right? You just want to do it layer by layer. You want to, I mean, not always, but you know, you want to do these towers, these towers, these towers, this objective. Once you have these towers, right? You want to close the game out like that. You don't want to just try and go for the Nexus instantly. Most of the time, right? Even if you get these towers with how they've made League nowadays, they just respawn again. You don't want to take a mid inhib too early. However, in this case, the game is so accelerated, it's okay. Like you would much rather take, you know, if you just rift this tower and then you want to keep going, like it's much better to actually rift these two towers and actually break all these tier 2s first before the inhib, because if you just go straight to the inhib, enemy team has free farm. Okay, so that's really, really important about like closing the game out as well. And yeah, I believe the game just ends here. If you enjoyed this kind of video, leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more breakdowns like this, just let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next videos. Peace.